Destiny. It's one of those words that is very mysterious. We're intrigued by it. Fate is another one. A lot of people don't believe in fate, and some people do. So in this video, we're going to talk about all of it and why you shouldn't necessarily wait for fate, or why you may have more control than you think. Sit tight. Seems like everybody these days is trying to live their best life, find their balance, create their own reality, right? All these phrases that are floating around social media right now. But what does that actually mean? Is destiny a real thing? Is fate a real thing, right? It's an interesting concept, but do we or do we not have control? These are the questions that we should all be asking ourselves, or not. Anyway, there's a really good quote that I like, and it's called, how does it go? Let's see. Self-recognition is a prerequisite for self-mastery. Really good. It's one of those quotes that makes you go, yeah. But what does it actually mean, right? Self-recognition. What does self-recognition truly mean? Well, to me, and this is what I'm going to talk about today, it is returning to our baby self. Yes, this video is about returning to our baby self. What do I mean by that? What I mean is that returning to our original essence, who we are before society took hold of us, or before we started labeling ourselves, before we started, I don't know, doing dumb stuff, right? So to me, self-mastery is indeed self-recognition, because a lot of people are trying to create their own realities, live their best life before they get to know who they really are deep down inside, like who they were as a baby, before they get to know their baby self. Get to know their baby self. We can't master ourselves if we don't know ourselves. And I feel like we're trying to jump 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 steps ahead. So, in essence, wisdom comes from going back in time. We all think that wisdom comes from living life, right? But realize that you have a choice whether to be wise or not be wise. So here's the difference. Wisdom is being okay with the unknown, and fear is not being okay with the unknown. So many of us are living in fear because we don't like not knowing where we're going, who we're going with, what the outcome is going to be. So we're trying to live our best life, we're trying to create our own reality, but we're still in a place of fear and not wisdom. So the key is to transform our fear into wisdom. So the ancient Chinese believed that there were 5 main things for success. Number 1, fate, destiny. Number 2, luck. Number 3, environmental influences. Number 4, virtue and our character. And number 5, education and effort. So right now we see a lot of people who are, well, destiny. They think of the word destiny and they think that they have no control over their own life. They think, okay, things are just going to happen. I'm going to surrender, I'm going to let go and let life take me where it wants to go. And that's okay. That's okay. But it may not be as simple as you think. What are at least two things out of these 5 that we have control over, right? Thinking of your life as just you're destined for things, fate, right? You feel like you don't have control. Just leave it up to the universe. But we do have control over education, the effort we put in, and our character, our virtue, how we react to stuff. Environmental influence to a certain degree because we can always move to a different area. Luck, you're shit out of luck if you don't have luck, whatever. These are just things I'm bringing up here. But we do have more control than we think. And a lot of us don't think that we do. They think that fate, destiny, it's there for the taking. That's how our life is going to go no matter what we do. But here's the catch. As human beings, we have something called free will. Free will. Free will gives us options within limitations, but it gives us options. It gives us doorways. It gives us the opportunity to act or not act, to go this way or to go this way. So a lot of people don't integrate that in because they're like, well, I'm spiritual. I'm just relying on my destiny, my fate, blah, blah, blah. It's in my genetic makeup, blah, 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 blah. But as a human being, you have free will. You have choices. So you always have a choice whether you want to live out your destiny, your true potential, your best life, or not. Take the high road or the low road. Go with the higher self or the lower self. So what brings you wisdom is not living in those lower states of fear, okay? Not freaking out that you don't know where your life is going to end up. And on the other hand, not just completely giving up and not factoring in things like the effort that you're putting in, or putting in no effort, and being, I don't know, like a selfish person, thinking that it's always about you and never about anybody else. Well, you have to integrate in the human aspects with spiritual aspects, with emotional, physical, everything, whatever, okay? That's all I'm saying. So we think that as we get older, we're going to get wiser automatically, but that is not true. It is our choice, our free will, whether we want to learn from experiences, whether we want to take things that make us uncomfortable or things in the unknown and either, I guess, prey on them or think that they're a terrible or horrible thing. It was bad. I don't know where my life is going. I don't know, right? You get stuck in your head so much. Or learn the lessons. Learn to be okay with not being okay. Learn to be okay with the unknown because things are going to work out. And as long as you are doing things that are in alignment to your baby self, getting to know your baby self, getting to know who you are once you strip off all those layers, like the little Russian doll, right? Where I did a video like a year ago, the little Russian doll, I wish I had it on me right here, where you just keep like opening it up, and then eventually you get to a little tiny baby you, the little tiny baby you. Except you're not a baby, you're a grown adult, okay? But that is your original essence. That is who you were before you were born. If you want to talk about the Tao, right? The Tao, everybody's talking about the Tao, or not. That is basically what comes before we have this duality in life. Once we're born, or as humans, we have dual nature. So the Tao is kind of just beyond our ability, our comprehension, okay? It's like right there and we can taste it, yet we can't see it. But we know who we are innately. We know that is our higher self. We know that is the person who we are meant to be, and we are meant to fulfill our destiny. But we have to integrate other aspects as a human being including some kind of effort. Like we have to take action in life, right? Education, if that's what we need in certain circumstances. If we want to be our best self, create our own reality, there's certain things that we need to do. So we can't just wait on fate. Can't just wait on destiny. Because that's not giving you wisdom. That's not giving you experience. It's not getting to know yourself, right? If you're just going to sit on the couch and say, I'm just going to let things happen. I'm just going to let things happen as they want to happen. Is that integrating in all these things? Well, maybe not, right? So I believe we all have some sort of destiny or fate, some sort of purpose, our highest potential, our best life, our finding our balance, whatever you want to call it, right? But we can't just wait on it. We can't just wait on it. We always have choices, and those choices are going to determine whether we take the high road or the low road, like I said. Whether we fulfill our destiny, nourish ourselves, our baby selves, and, you know, sometimes that takes taking a step back in time, unraveling all the layers that we've picked up over the years, just through life, gaining wisdom through our experiences, not through our fears, and taking action when we need to, inspired action when we need to. Okay? So yeah, you know, that's all I wanted to say today, just because I feel like these are phrases that are floating everywhere, but people are like, well, what does that actually mean? What is my best life? How do I know what my best life is if I don't know who I am? Or if I'm always coming at it from place of the ego, I think I know who I am, but I'm too distracted, and I don't bother to take the time to unravel and get to know who I was before I was kind of, I don't know, conditioned in this bubble that we live in, right? So destiny and fate belong to that baby self, that you, before you became the labeled you, okay? This is why I don't like labels right now, because we are so quick to label ourselves and put ourselves into certain boxes, and feel like we can't break out of it, never get to know ourselves truly. So, you know, how you define yourself is going to be that self-recognition in that quote that I love so very much. And self-mastery is going to be about getting to know yourself before the material successes and the possessions and all the stuff that the ego loves. Because, you know, the material possessions and all that stuff, the success and the money, that is not necessarily fulfilling your destiny. You may think it is because it looks good on the surface, but it goes deeper than that. Okay, that's just the superficial layer there. It goes deeper than that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it made sense. If it did, let me know. If you have any thoughts on this, please leave a comment below. I put out new videos every single week, so I will see you on the next video. So have a good one. Peace.